Hey guys, it's your boy Sushi here with the first of hopefully many Arknights Endfield long form videos. So this video is just going to go over my day one impressions for the game because I had a lot of fun playing it last night. I was streaming for like at least 7 hours, man. I was having a total blast with this game. So just before we start, I just want to let you guys know that I'm pretty easily pleased and satisfied. So if the game feels fun to me and I just want to keep playing it, then that means it's like a 10 out of 10 in my books. So yeah, this game is absolutely amazing. Check this clip out of me 5 minutes into the game. 5 minutes in, true, true, true. All right, I'm buying the monthly pass and the battle pass immediately. So it's very easy to say that games are good because every other game is dog except for Wuwa. Oh shit, this is our first boss fight, dude. This is our first boss fight, guys, already. Jesus Christ. So yeah, I think Hypergriff did a fantastic job with this game because it feels really, really good, honestly. Like just the beginning, right? Literally right in the beginning, it feels really good. You feel like you're already in all the chaos that's happening through the gameplay, and they throw you just straight into the action and the world of Enfield, and I think they portray it really, really nicely just from the tutorial, just from the first 15-20 minutes of the game, as you guys just saw. Now let's move on to the combat system. So just too long didn't read. For this combat system, you guys see you have these skill points here at the bottom, and they replenish just over time, and using basic attacks and specifically other like equipment or other skills can replenish those as well. But you will be basic attacking a lot, and you can use skill points to use skills from each of your characters. So the difference here is that not everybody has their own like skill cooldown or anything like that. Any character you use on your team of 4 characters, if they use a skill, it will consume 1 skill point. So technically you can stack 3 max. The next thing that's really important are the combo skills. So combo skills, you see this quick QTE here, clicking E to use specific combos that don't consume any skill points. That's very, very important. Okay. So then each character has a different combo skill trigger. So you can take a look at the menu here. Let's go take a look. So specifically for right here, for Ember, you see combo skill, combo trigger. So this is super important. You need to know what each character on your team, what their trigger is in order to activate their combo skill, because the combo skills, remember, do not use any skill points. So when the controlled operator is attack. So Ember here is a tank, right? So if I get hit, I can immediately activate her combo skill. Or for example, if we have Chen here, who I really like playing, honestly, she's really fun, and I really like her character as well. Her combo skill, combo trigger when an enemy becomes vulnerable. Okay, so vulnerable. It seems that when I use my skill with the MC, I get vulnerable on them. Then Chen's combo skill pops up, and then I get this combo skill from MC as well. So you guys will see that all in the gameplay. There are also some elemental reactions in this game called Arts Afflictions, right? I won't go too much into it here, but they each have their own. It's almost like Genshin, where you have mix of these elements, right? And we'll get deeper into that in perhaps a future video. So another thing is that the enemies show really clear indications of their attacks and their parries, and the dodging system's actually pretty lenient in this game. I think it's really, really good. And for me personally, being a day one PGR and Wuthering Waves player, the combat feels super smooth, okay? Like silky smooth in its own way, right? We know it's not the same type of like combo switching in and out as Wuthering Waves, but it feels great to play on its own because yeah, it just does. Like if the game had very bad combat, especially since it's a action RPG, that would be terrible. But the game, like I said, feels absolutely amazing when you're fighting the bosses or even just killing mobs around in the open world. Next up is the character design, bro. You can definitely tell, okay? You can definitely tell that these characters are from this game, okay? The devs love horns and ears and tails. You guys already know they love the tails. You have some characters like Chen, her idle animation, she's like stroking her hair on her tails and stuff like that. Look, tails, ears, fantastic design for all the characters, both the female and the male characters. Your Ember is crazy, guys. Let me know down below who you got from your 40 summons. I got Ember, who was my second pick after last right, but she looks hella good. Look at that. Look at that, guys. Fantastic, fantastic. right? You can very clearly tell that the designs have a lot of detail into them. The devs aren't lazy, okay, guys? The devs are not lazy. They clearly love this game. They put so much effort into this game. Look at this, bro. Look at this panda, guys. Oh my god. Yep, just clicking around here, just checking, right? Very cool, futuristic sci-fi design that they are like using as a theme, and I think they do it absolutely perfectly. Okay, absolutely perfectly. It also feels like each character is unique, right? You can tell just by looking at them. They're unique. You can just tell by looking at them, each character is unique. They have their own personalities, right? Like, for example, this Wolfguard guy, he's pretty stoic in the story. If you've played, you can tell just from looking at it. Chen is a lot more upbeat and positive and cracks jokes and stuff like that. So it's very, very clear that the devs put a lot of effort into their characters. Now let's talk about the world design and the environment and exploration. Just look at that, guys. Just look at that. Absolutely beautiful. So I'm playing on max graphics, 120 FPS on my PC, but I have not played it on mobile yet. Okay, I have not played it on mobile yet. I have no idea how the optimization and how much lag and all that stuff is. But for PC, it seems very, very optimized. So I'm streaming like at the same time, and there has not been like any crazy crashes, like no crashes at all, and like not really any stutters either. Like maybe if you log into a new area, it might take like a second to like render and stuff like that, but that's pretty normal, right, guys? But insanely beautiful world design, very futuristic, but done very well, right? Absolutely done very well. Not over the top, just right, I feel like. And all the junkyard stuff over there, all these rocks, which are like the theme of Arknights, all the mining and stuff like that. Absolutely fantastic, you know? So for the exploration for this game, we're just running around everywhere, right? Obviously, this isn't Wuthering Waves with the flying and the motorbikes, you guys already know. But the map doesn't feel too big. You more or less can walk or run pretty much anywhere you want in the game, right? There are teleporters on the map, right? Like this one, and stuff like that. Then, of course, we have these zip lines where you guys can zip from one place to another, and you can even set up your own zip lines, which I think is pretty cool. So if there's an area in the map where you frequent to, like, I don't know, pick up materials or something like that, you can definitely set up zip lines for that. So traveling around this game feels pretty, pretty good. I don't know if they'll ever put flying and driving and stuff like that in the game, but as of right now, there's nothing like that. Maybe when the map gets a lot bigger. So now let's talk about the UI and UX. So user interface and user experience is absolutely amazing. Look at this UI. Now let's go to the main menu. Beautiful. Look how futuristic this looks. And I like the mouse movement. I don't know the exact name of it, but when you move the mouse, look, it tilts a little bit, you know. So look at this. This menu is beautiful here. Even the dailies, oh, I finished that. Dailies are very nice. I love all the animations, all the little details that they put into their games. Battle pass stuff, rewards. Everything looks fantastic. We already looked at the characters, select screen and info screen and stuff like that. Beautiful design. You can tell that they have their own style, which I think is very, very important for a game of this caliber, you know. And the devs, they're not new, right? I've never played Arknights, but these devs made Arknights, and Arknights is a very successful game as well. So obviously they have a lot more experience when it comes to making a gacha game, you know. So absolutely fantastic UI and user experience here. Speaking of like user experience, we'll talk about the building system, the factory system later on, near the end of the video, which will be one of the final talking points. But yeah, UI and UX absolutely amazing. No crashes for me playing on PC. No crazy stuttering, flashing black or anything like that. But I play on mouse and keyboard, right? So if there's issues with controller or on mobile, please let me know down below, guys. I'm very curious to see if you guys are having issues on different controllers or different platforms. All right, so let's talk about the most discussed topic in the current community, and that is the gacha system. Is the gacha system actually generous or is it not? Okay, so just from playing for one day and finishing all of the main missions to get the 40 targeted summons, I got the 40 targeted summons, and you guys saw I got Ember from my 40th summon. Okay, great. So that's really good. So you get a S or sorry, a 6-star straight off the bat just for playing the story for a couple hours, right? Very, very nice. So now the biggest problem we need to talk about is most definitely the limited rate up banner. So you guys can see here, Levitane is here right now on my screen. I already have 10 summons into her, but it takes 120 summons to guarantee her. So the way the pity works is, I'm going to explain to you guys, okay? We have 120 to guarantee whatever character is on the rate up, okay? But at 80 pulls, you will get a 6-star pity. If you lose that 6-star pity at 80 pulls, then you guarantee the limited banner character in the next 40. So unlike Wuthering Waves, where you might get 80 and then lose a 50-50 and take another 80 summons, right? Arknights Endfield has 80 and then 40, okay? Making you guarantee the character in 120 pulls. But, okay, you will lose the guaranteed pity from the 80 to 120 pulls, but not the 50-50 pull. Okay, that carries over. The 50-50 pull carries over. So let me give you guys an example. So for example, if I lose the 50-50 at 80 pulls, okay, I will guarantee Levitain in the next 40 if I can pull 40. Okay, only if I can pull 40. But let's say if I pull 35 times after the 50-50 loss, so I'm at 115 pulls, then Levitain's banner ends. That 35 pity will go to the next 80 pity with 50-50. Okay? So if you think about it, if you lose the 50-50 again, starting at 35 out of 80, you will need another 40 pulls for the next guaranteed limited banner. Okay? So theoretically, in the worst case scenario, you could lose 50-50 10 times, 20 times, whatever in a row and never get the rate up character that you want if you plan poorly. But one of the good things is, one of the caveats is, if you take a look here, if you lose the 50-50 at 80 pulls, you will have a chance to get the other two characters that are technically not rate up just yet, but they will be rate up. So if you guys look here, if you lose the 50-50, you can get Gilberta or Yvonne as well, even though Levitain is the rate up character, okay? But of course, the standard characters are there as well. If you lose this first banner, right, you can get either Gilberta or Yvonne, okay? And then still get Levitain, okay? So best case scenario, okay? Best case scenario for you guys out there. You lose the 50-50, you get one of these two, and then you get Levitain at the 120. That's probably best case scenario for most players, okay? Then the next banner will be Gilberta, and the next banner will be Yvonne right up. And same thing, you have a chance to get the others even when they're not the main one on the banner, because you can still lose a 50-50. But like I said, you can still lose a 50-50 and get a standard banner character like these guys here. So this system, gacha system, in my honest opinion, is not really that bad. So as long as you plan accordingly and have at least 40 summons to go from 80 to 120 summons, if you lose the 50-50, then you should be totally fine. Okay, you should be totally fine there. Okay, so now we're going to talk about the weapon pulls in just a bit. I want to talk about the number of pulls we get from the game right now. Okay, so this also like tells us if the game is actually generous or not because of how many pulls are currently in the game. Okay, so I'm gonna put this infographic up here on the screen. So this is a data mined infographic about how many pulls are within the closed beta. Okay, when they were playing the closed beta, this is estimated how many pulls. So doing all the math, you guys can do the math yourselves, but I just have some too long didn't read for you guys. So too long didn't read. Data mining from the closed beta. There are some events and quests and stuff like that that aren't out in the game yet. But data mining everything, they calculated we got at least 380 pulls. Okay, this is limited banner pulls. Okay, but I would estimate that now, if you cleared everything in the entire game, you should get about 200 to 240 pulls, right? Because there are some other events and quests that aren't out yet in the current version of the game, but we're in the closed beta test, okay? So definitely an average casual player can get 120 pulls for one rate up character if you complete the story and then unlock the second region as well, okay? So 120 pulls, definitely doable. You have like 2 to 3 weeks or something like that for Levitain's banner if you want, but you can, oh, I hit authority level 13, but you could also just save up for the next character, right? Whichever one you want, okay? So where's this, right? So exactly, you can save up to 120 summons easily. Just play the story, take your time, enjoy the game. You will guarantee get Levitain or Gilberta or Yvonne, whoever you want, okay? And I also talked to a closed beta test player, and he told me that at my current point in the game, where I just finished a big chunk of the first story and I got all 40 beginner banner summons from the story, there's still about 60 hours of gameplay left, so that's plenty of that's a lot of time, guys. So take your time, honestly, just really enjoy the game, right? The only real issue is if you're like a super duper casual, are you able to explore the world enough and do enough side quests on top of just the dailies to get a lot of those summons? And honestly, I can't really answer that for you. That's really up to you. If you want to invest time into playing this game, which I personally will, because I absolutely love this game. And yeah, it's only the first day, guys. So just take your time. The game does seem very, very generous. So on top of that, we're going to talk about the weapon pulls, okay? Adding to how generous this game is. So there isn't like a specific weapon banner like you summon for it, like Wuthering Waves, like its own banner, like on the thing or anything. You still roll for it, but you're selecting which weapon you want. And I'll show that. So you go to Arsenal Exchange here, okay, guys? As you can see, you have this currency, this blue hexagon currency. So this currency is used for these weapons. You're using these blue currencies, the arsenal tickets, to summon for weapons. Essentially, you're just rolling for weapons, okay? But it's not exactly the same thing because it's not its own currency, which is essentially giving you this currency for free. You get this currency from summoning, okay, and buying bundles or whatever, but mainly from summoning. You guys can see I have 880 here. I already summoned 20 times on this for Levitane's weapon. And yeah, you get, I don't know exactly how many. I think you get a certain amount for the 4 stars, a certain amount for the 5 stars, and a certain amount for the 6 stars. But pretty much, it's really nice, guys. It's really nice. You're converting your character summons into weapon summons, and you literally just summon the same normal way, okay? But it's almost free. It's literally almost free. You can pick whichever weapon you want. This is Levitane's weapon. This is MC's weapon. This is, I think, a Last Right's weapon. This is Ember's weapon, and so on. Right? You get to pretty much pick whichever weapon you want. Okay, so just a quick note, right? Because these weapon banners, I guess I'll call them, they aren't like you don't get that many, right? Because you're going to summon for characters, and then those summon currencies change into these currencies. Okay, so it's different. So what you want, what one tip that I want to give you guys is that you need to be very selective about which weapon you get because there's only a limited amount of these because they're technically free, but they come from summoning, right? So if you don't summon a lot, then you won't get these currencies. But a quick tip I'd like to show you guys is that you can double check which weapons or which type of weapon you need for which type of character, okay? So for example, if you're looking at like the raid up character, right? You know for sure that you need Forgeborn Scathe for Levitane, okay? Or Levitane. I don't know how to pronounce your name, guys. But yeah, so you can very clearly double check so you don't pull on the wrong banner for the specific character. You can do the same for the like Last Right or Ember. You can check exactly which weapon if you want their specific weapon. And so that leads me to talk about characters that you won't pull up weapon banners for, okay? So if you don't pull the weapon banners for specific characters, the easiest way to figure out which weapon is good for them is just to check this out. Every single character will have one element, or not one element, one attribute that is lit up. So this tells me that for Levitane, you need intellect. So if you're going to use her not like signature weapon, you want to find a weapon that has intellect. That's literally it, okay? So for example, since I decided to pull Levitane, I'm not going to be using my weapon banner tickets on Ember's signature weapon. So what did I do? I picked this weapon from the battle pass, and if you notice, this gives strength boost. And what attribute does she need? She needs strength, okay? So super duper easy to figure out which weapons you can prioritize for whichever characters you want, and then you can also figure out what secondary 5-star or 4-star weapons you can give for your other characters, so there's no headache, right? Like for example here, another example, Chen needs agility. Boom, I gave her this weapon with agility, right? So bare minimum, right? Bare minimum, you just need that main attribute stat. MC, I have the MC weapon, right? Agility, agility. Okay, so super easy there. You guys can't get confused with picking which weapons for your characters, at least right now, right? We're not in the end game. We're not min-maxing anything just yet, but that is a very general guideline for how to choose the weapons for your characters. Okay, so that's it for the gacha, guys. I think the game is actually pretty generous. I'm gonna play a lot more tonight after I finish editing this video and stuff like that, and we'll see how many more summons we can get today. Hopefully we'll get lucky, get Levitane early, but who knows. right? Now the second to last thing I would like to talk about is definitely the base building, bro. The base building, I'm not gonna lie, can be pretty confusing. Okay, it can be pretty confusing. I'll show some gameplay on the screen there, but I'll just explain it verbally while I show my gameplay. So the closest I've gotten to a factory game, me personally, is Pal World, right? A lot of my viewers are talking about Satisfactory and stuff like that. A lot of people have played these factory type games before, but for the overwhelming majority of players or tourist players for Arknights Endfield who have not played it yet, then I'm gonna try to give you guys my too long didn't read super simple explanation. Okay, so I played a lot of Pal World. I'm gonna try to explain it in Power World terms first, and then a general too long to read. So for Power World, right, you build your machines and your mines and all that stuff, and then you just assign your pals to the base, and they will automatically do everything for you. Okay, Power World pals are essentially automate your base in Power World for you. Okay, they pick up stuff, they bring it to boxes, you just have to refill it and stuff like that. Very straightforward. The reason why I think Power World is a lot easier to pick up than Arknights is because in Arknights you have to do the automation yourself. You have to drag each automation, put it back to your storage, put it into the next thing and stuff like that, right? Whereas in Power World they just take everything from your inventory automatically and then automate it and put it all the way back into your inventory. So that's really the only thing that I think was a little confusing for me to grasp, right? Was that you have to make the automation process and automation like conveyor belt assembly lines yourself. All right. So now here's the too long didn't read for just general casual players. Okay. You make the blueprint for the automation, whether in the simulation or you make it yourself. Okay. Then you connect all of the right things, meaning if you're trying to make an item that requires like smelting or whatever it's called in the game, refining, you need to connect the big base to the refine machine and then into the next thing and then drag the output, the end of that machine, back into the big base. That's how you automate the entire process, so it goes into your inventory as well. Okay, then you need to select the required materials for certain things. Like for example, you need certain ores like the originium or whatever. You need to put that in. You need to tell the refined machine that, okay, hey, I need to put this item in here, like for this example, right? Refining unit, you have to put this in there so you know. Okay. And honestly, that's all there is to it. It's just the automation itself takes a little bit to wrap your head around, and it also takes a little bit to understand what items need to be put in which types of machines. And it's not really a big deal because later on, you can just copy other players' bases. I haven't gotten up to that point yet, but if you guys want a video on that in the future, in the next couple of days, let me know in the comments. I can definitely make a video for that for you guys. All right, the last thing I want to talk about before we end this video is the PayPal incident. Okay, so you guys probably seen it all over Twitter, videos, Reddit, all that stuff. But a lot of people were getting like hacked or like intercepted with their payments. So for example, if you were buying something from PayPal, let's say you're buying the monthly pass, and that's only $5, you might see like multiple different payments in your PayPal account for more than $5, $500, $1,000. I'll put some screenshots up here on the board. It's pretty crazy, you know. And it's something about a vulnerability in the payment method where hackers or scammers were able to just use your link or like your connection to PayPal to just put their payments through as well through your account. Okay, so people were losing a lot of money, thousands of dollars, just like that, which is absolutely insane. But the good thing is the devs were able to catch this within like an hour. It was like an hour or something in time where this was a problem. They immediately took off all the PayPal stuff, and since then the devs have came out with an official statement that they've resolved this and gave refunds to everybody, not just those affected. So both legal and illegal purchases and transactions were completely refunded. So someone told me that they spent $100 yesterday to top up and they got the double gem bonus, and then today they got refunded the $100 and they kept everything they got, which is pretty cool. You know, I've seen some memes where they're like, oh, it shouldn't have been him, it should have been me. You know, that's hilarious. So that's it, guys. Let's do a quick summary for this game. Okay, so I'm a day one Wuthering Waves player, and I guess some of my viewers call me a Kurobot, but I could compare the game extensively, but I will keep it brief, okay? If you enjoy Wuwa, if you enjoy Genshin, then I definitely think you will love this game as well. Just from one day, I can tell that the devs put a lot of effort into Enfield, and this will continue to be one of the top gacha games for a very, very long time. Other than the PayPal little blunder, little catastrophe there, it's resolved now, and everything in this game so far has been extremely like fun and new and exciting and done very, very well. At the very least, guys, I recommend anybody even slightly interested in this game from gameplay or ads or whatever to at least give it a try. And that's it for this video. All right, before we go, I would just like to thank you guys for watching till the end of the video. This is my first Arknights video, and I'm not sure if I'll make more content, but I really want to, okay? I genuinely love this game so much. So yeah, if you guys really like the video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe your thoughts down below. I'm also going to give away a monthly pass for Valentine's Day. Just for Valentine's Day, you know, if I can hit 1,750 subscribers by Valentine's Day, I will double that and give away 2 monthly passes. We just gave away some monthly passes for the release of Arknights, so the winners are very excited to get those monthly passes for any gacha game that you guys want. Okay, it doesn't have to be Arknights, does not have to be Wuthering Waves, any gacha game you want. And yeah, if I don't see you guys on stream, because I stream every single night, then I will just see you guys in the next video. Bye.